John Starks made a comment not too long ago on a podcast where he literally said that Michael Jordan actually made people better, his teammates better. LeBron James never did. LeBron James is literally just a mercenary joining a stacked squad after a stacked squad.
John Starks exposed the media myth. While Michael Jordan built organic champions and grew his teammates, LeBron James has simply hunted pre-stacked super teams.
His whole statement and comment is about comparing Michael Jordan and LeBron James in a way where a lot of people, LeBron James fans and stuff in media are trying to say that LeBron James always makes these players better. Whoever he plays with, he makes them better. If you look at all the numbers of the players that ever joined him, 90% of those players, their numbers dip in every facet of the game. Points per game dip, rebounds dip, assists dip, steals, everything. Everything dips.
Look at the actual box scores and tracking data. When superstars share a locker room with LeBron, 90% of them see their numbers dip in points, rebounds, and assists. Meanwhile, Michael Jordan took raw talents like Horace Grant and Scottie Pippen, pushed them through the fire, and turned them into all-star legends who reached their absolute statistical peaks right beside him in Chicago.
So, and when you look at Michael Jordan, for example, you have Horace Grant as one example coming into the NBA in 87-88, joining Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan builds Horace Grant into what he was before he joined Orlando. Horace Grant came in averaging 7.7 points. Playing with Michael Jordan, he develops into this guy that ends up having, 14 points a game averages, 15 points a game averages, defensive second team, defensive player of the year, 10th in voting, playoff averages for Horace Grant, 13, 11, 10 points a game. He had like 8, 9 rebounds a game and stuff like that. That's one. So Horace Grant improved the most under playing with Michael Jordan. When he went and left Chicago and stopped playing with Michael Jordan, all his stats just kept declining, and that was it. And don't say that he got old, because he left Chicago at 28.
Look at how both legends constructed their legacies. Jordan stayed in Chicago, taking homegrown talent and raising their standards into unstoppable championship executioners. Contrast that with LeBron James, who treats co-stars like temporary rental cars. When Chris Bosh and Kevin Love joined him, their scoring and individual identities were instantly sacrificed, so LeBron could pad his stats. In Miami, Cleveland, Los Angeles, and now Philadelphia, LeBron didn't build programs or develop rookies. He traded away assets and moved into prepackaged mansions built by elite talent. Jordan grew champions. LeBron just chased them.
Then if you look at Scottie Pippen, Scottie Pippen, when he came into the league, he was averaging 7.9 points. Playing with Michael Jordan, by year 5, he was up to 21 points a game. He was 9th in MVP voting, Defensive Player of the Year, 3rd in voting for that. And he was 26 years old. Under Michael Jordan, he developed into this great player that was averaging 21 points a game. Then when you go to 1997-98 Bulls, he was averaging 19.1 points. As soon as Scottie Pippen left the Chicago Bulls and didn't play with Michael Jordan anymore, his highest average after that was 14.
Let's break it all down and look at the absolute blueprint of what John Starks laid out on that podcast. For over 20 years, mainstream sports media has pushed a massive fairy tale into the minds of basketball fans everywhere. They love to sit on national television and repeat the narrative that LeBron James is the ultimate teammate who magically elevates everyone around him. They want you to believe he is a selfless, pass-first player who gets everyone involved and makes his supporting cast better. But when you put away the polished public relations spin and actually look at the cold, hard box scores, tracking data, and statistical evidence, a completely different reality emerges. If you analyze the superstars who ever shared a floor with LeBron James, an overwhelming majority saw their individual numbers, usage rates, and statistical profiles dip in nearly every single facet of the game. Points per game drop, rebounding numbers decline, assist percentages slide, and their field goal attempts decrease. Their unique individual identities get completely swallowed up so that LeBron can pad his own legacy. But when you look at Michael Jordan, the exact opposite happened. Jordan didn't just play with talent, he actively forged it. He took raw, unpolished prospects and turned them into hardened, multi-time championship legends through relentless work ethic and fierce leadership. Look at the undeniable proof starting with Horace Grant. When Horace Grant entered the league in the late 1980s out of Clemson, he was a skinny, raw rookie averaging a modest 7.7 points and 5.5 rebounds per game. He was far from a finished product. But under the intense fire of Michael Jordan's leadership in Chicago, Grant evolved into an elite two-way powerhouse. By the time the Bulls were dominating their first three-peat, Grant was putting up over 14 points and 10 rebounds per game, earning NBA All-Defensive Second-Team honors and finishing high in Defensive Player of the Year voting. And what happened the moment he left Chicago at age 28 to play for the Orlando Magic? Did his numbers skyrocket without Jordan holding him back? Absolutely not. His scoring averages steadily declined year after year. Horace Grant reached his absolute peak playing right beside his airness. Then look at Scottie Pippen, the ultimate testament to Jordan's ability to develop talent. When Pippen arrived in Chicago as a rookie from a small school, he lacked confidence, physical strength, and offensive polish. Jordan took Pippen under his wing, challenged him every single day in practice, and pushed him relentlessly. By his fifth year, Pippen was a dominant force averaging 21 points, nearly 8 rebounds, and 7 assists per game, earning All-NBA first-team honors. Yet, look at what happened to Pippen's career the moment he stopped playing with Michael Jordan. In Houston, despite playing heavy minutes, his scoring average dropped significantly, and he never reached those Chicago heights again. Both Grant and Pippen hit their absolute statistical peaks under Jordan, and their production cratered when he left. Now, let's contrast that directly with what happens to superstars who join forces with LeBron James. Name me one superstar player who joined LeBron in their prime and saw their individual performance and career numbers skyrocket. You cannot do it because that player does not exist. Take Chris Bosh, for example. In Toronto, Bosh was an offensive monster averaging 24 points and nearly 11 rebounds per game as a franchise player. The second he teamed up with LeBron in Miami, Bosh was turned into a glorified spot-up shooter standing out on the perimeter to clear the lane. His points and rebounds collapsed year after year because he had to completely sacrifice his interior game so LeBron could dominate the ball. The exact same story repeated itself with Kevin Love. In Minnesota, Love was a dominant double-double machine averaging over 26 points and 12 rebounds per game. When LeBron returned to Cleveland, Love was relegated to standing in the corner waiting for kick-out passes like a generic role player. His scoring and rebounding plummeted, and he went from being a top-tier centerpiece to a player constantly under fire from media critics. Look at Anthony Davis in New Orleans, an unstoppable defensive and offensive force. Aside from the unique circumstances of the Orlando bubble, AD's tenure alongside LeBron has been a constant roller coaster of injuries, reduced usage, and endless scrutiny whenever the team struggles. The media loves to claim that LeBron made them better simply because they won championships together. But that is deeply flawed logic. If LeBron went to Miami in 2010 without Chris Bosh or Dwayne Wade, do they win a single ring? Absolutely not. Wade carried heavy loads, and Bosh provided the crucial defense, rebounding, and clutch plays, like his legendary offensive rebound in Game 6 of the 2013 Finals. In Cleveland's historic 2016 championship run against a 73-win Warriors team, Kyrie Irving was out there dropping 41 points on the road in Game 5 and hitting the cold-blooded, series-clinching three-pointer right over Steph Curry in Game 7. When LeBron signed with the Los Angeles Lakers in 2018, what happened in his first season without Anthony Davis? Even while putting up his usual individual statistics, the Lakers missed the playoffs entirely, finishing 10th in the Western Conference. Instead of staying and developing young talents like Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and Kyle Kuzma the way Jordan developed his young roster, LeBron demanded the front office gut the team and trade for Anthony Davis. His entire career model has been built on mercenary mobility, fleeing to Miami when Cleveland lacked assets, running back to Cleveland when Miami got old, heading to Los Angeles for a prepackaged superstar, and continuing his journey to chase rings wherever the roster is already stacked. Michael Jordan never hopped from super team to super team. He stayed in Chicago, took a franchise that was a laughingstock, and built a global sports empire through grit, culture, and internal growth. John Starks saw it all with his own eyes on the hardwood. He knew that playing Jordan's Bulls meant facing a unified unit forged in the fire of true leadership, whereas playing LeBron's teams often means facing a corporate assembly of temporary stars. The statistical evidence is crystal clear, the career trajectories speak for themselves, and John Starks' breakdown remains completely undeniable. Michael Jordan grew real champions from the ground up, while LeBron James simply chased them. Hit that like button, subscribe to the Dreamers Pro Show for more unfiltered basketball breakdowns, and drop your thoughts in the comments below.